Well, if you're looking for something to do tonight, Fashion Group International of Dallas is set to host its annual gala and fundraiser, Night of Stars, at the Ritz Carlton Hotel. Joining us now to tell us more about it, one of the honorees for tonight's event, Dee Hilfiger. Welcome.
Hi, nice to be here.
Yes, so wonderful to have you. Now, you received FGI's Achievement in Accessory Design for your work with your brands, Judith Lieber and Dee Aklepo. What does this mean to you?
That's right. Well, it's very exciting. I mean, I've been actively involved with FGI for a while. When I first started out in the fashion business, they gave me a Rising Star Award. And really, you know, the purpose and one of the most important missions of FGI is to really encourage emerging talent in the industry. So it's a big deal for the fashion industry, and I just have come to learn that the Dallas chapter is, after the New York chapter, the biggest chapter because it's a global membership. So Dallas has a very big part of this, and I'm excited to be here for it.
So this is so special. You got a horned frog and a pony uniting. So as an SMU grad, what do you enjoy about being back in Dallas?
Oh, well, it's been really interesting because I came to Dallas in the 80s, and a lot has changed since then.
Oh,
so
yes.
I'm walking by and I'm you know, driving by and seeing street signs and remembering the names of the streets, but of course so much has changed since I've been here. But it's wonderful to be back, and it's also wonderful because it's full circle for me because I actually began my career in the fashion industry in Dallas because I used to model when I was in college here. Yeah. So that's kind of where it all began.
For people who maybe don't have their finger on the pulse of the fashion industry and some of the innovators here, tell us more about that. Is Dallas really kind of a hub in the industry?
I mean, I think it definitely is. It has always been, I mean, like I said, I started my career here, and you know, I don't know, I'm sure it still exists, but there was the Dallas Mart, right? And it's a very big fashion industry, big modeling industry. And like I said, this the FGI is the second largest group here, so that's super, super important. And you know, Dallas women always bring it, always.
You know, I tried to tell people, you know, I lived in the Midwest for a little bit, so I have to let them know. When it comes to Fashion Group International though, Dee, tell us a little bit more about kind of the mission and what tonight is benefiting.
So as I said, tonight is benefiting the Fashion Group International, and what they do is, I believe that the proceeds from this evening are going toward a scholarship fund. So the idea is that we're supporting, you know, the industry is very, very difficult to break into.
Yeah.
And so the idea is that we're trying to support young emerging talent through the scholarships, through the mentorships, and, you know, also act as like a forum to connect you know, these emerging talents with resources they need to succeed in the business.
What's your advice for the little D's out there who may be trying to start out right now in the industry?
Oh my gosh, I would say that you buckle your seatbelt and never give up because it's a tough go. It's very competitive, and it's definitely not easy, but you know, thank God we have wonderful organizations like the FGI to help, I think, seek out mentorships. I mean, my husband, Tommy's obviously my biggest support and mentor, but I think that's very, very important, and that's why this organization is important.
Tickets are still on sale. Where can folks get them?
Online, I believe.
Okay, we're going to circle back, make sure we let everybody know. So glad to have you, and welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back.